My name is Haley Wright, and welcome to another edition of Emerging Issuer. Joining us in the studio today is Robert Petrie, the Chief Executive Officer of Fine Line Holdings Corporation, a company that trades on the over-the-counter pink sheet in the U.S. under the symbol FNLH. Bob, welcome to Emerging Issuer.
Oh, thank you for having me, Haley. I'm glad to be on your program.
Great. Now, Bob, can you start off and let the viewers know who is Fine Line Holdings and what do you do?
Fine Line Holdings has been for several years in the entertainment industry. We are in the licensing end of it, and we've licensed our product all over the world, and we've been fairly successful that way. But because of contacts we have, we've wanted to go into the merchant banking. Also, it's called investment banking.
Yeah.
And we've wanted to expand our asset base to be more attractive on a higher exchange, and that's our goal.
Great. Now, Bob, it appears the company has gone through a transformation with its business objectives. In some of your press releases you put out, you indicated that the company was, moving into a different direction than previous. Can you expand on that just a bit?
Yes. I mean, we plan on acquiring assets as we put in our press releases, different options we have. This is primarily because in the past we've been our assets have been based upon intellectual properties, and we want to acquire hard fixed assets, and we want to go into fields, Haley, that are very attractive to investors. Now, some of the options that we have are in the real estate field and also in the merchant banking. Here in the States, we would call it investment banking, and we're looking at a lot of assets that will make our shareholders very, very happy. Our end goal on this to your investors are that we want to increase the asset base of our company, and we want to be eligible for a higher exchange. I realize to the investor that it is very difficult for a pink sheet company to be on a substantially higher exchange. You have to remember that Fine Line Holdings is a fully reporting company that was on the bulletin board on the NASDAQ exchange and was delisted because of not keeping up with our accounting. We've rectified that. We've gotten a firm in that will make sure that does not happen again, and we are going straight for the acquisitions of assets that will make Fine Line a substantial company and be very good to our investors, our shareholders.
Perfect. Now, recently in a press release, the company cited the addition of merchant banking services to Fine Line Holdings, as you said previous. Now, how do you see this development impacting the overall strategy of the building shareholder equity?
Well, I think we're taking the right direction on the building shareholder equity by bringing in assets to the company. The more assets, the more value the company is, the better the shareholders' price will be for the shareholders. Right now, it's a great opportunity for Fine Line Holdings because we're going in the right direction in the acquisition arena, and we're doing it with business contacts that we have. And this is the reason we've gotten into this field of merchant banking, investment banking, is just because of our contacts and what those contacts can do for Fine Line Holdings and for Fine Line Holdings shareholders.
Exactly. Now, we understand you have also begun to increase your investor relation efforts. What are your expectations in this regard, seeing that the company is morphed into more of a merchant banking group or investment banking group?
Well, Haley, with these acquisitions that we're going to be making and in the process of making, it's going to give more information to our shareholders, to the investment community, and to the direction we're going. So the more information we put out, we feel it's going to help shareholders and the investment community in general to realize the direction we're going and how we're doing it.
Exactly. Now, you've been talking a lot about building equity, and that's a long-term plan of action. Meeting exchange requirements is also quite a bold statement. Do you think that this is a realistic objective given the company's previous track record?
Well, our previous track record, we did some great business in the entertainment business. And we know what we're doing in the investment banking, merchant banking business. It's a bold statement. There's no question about it. But again, remember, we're a little ahead of the normal pink sheet company because we're really a fully reporting company that was on the NASDAQ. But we still want to go to a higher exchange than what we've ever done before.
Yeah.
And this is the reason we're in the acquisition mode. We're going to acquire the assets that will bring us qualify for the higher exchange. And the assets that we're looking at and the direction we're taking is going to be attractive to investors and the investment community.
Yeah.
And I hope we're going to turn a lot of heads.
Definitely.
In this. So yeah, it's a bold statement, but we can do it.
But you can do it.
It can be done.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, now the company is obviously publicly traded, and everyone is interested in diversification of services and or product streams as well as shareholder value. What steps is Fine Lines taking to make sure shareholders are comfortable with the new direction, the nature of the process, and the building of equity?
Well, information. We're just going to keep our shareholders informed. When we start with this ball rolling, it's going to start getting putting out information on it very quickly, a very sound basis. It will not. It'll be about actually physical acquisitions, and it won't be on hype. We don't want to do that. We want a sound-based company.
Yeah. Great. Now, last question. This is obviously primarily for our viewers out there. Why should the investment community stand up and take notice of Fine Line Holdings?
Well, it's kind of a conglomeration of all the questions you had. I mean, we're making a bold move. We're taking a little company on the pink sheets that is a fully reporting company, that's a very quiet little company that's in the pennies, that we want to move it into a senior exchange with major assets. One of the things that we have not talked about, but we do have a huge NOL, net operating loss, on our books that will help us in the acquisitions of certain entities. But you know, where can you buy stock in a company that's going in the investment banking, merchant banking business, and it's in the pennies today?
Exactly.
I mean, the requirements that we're looking at down the road with a senior exchange is that you have to be $2 or better for 30 to 60 days.
Yeah.
Or longer. I mean, the requirements are substantial. So that's why I would say to your investment community, we're a great buy.
Great. Thank you so much, Bob, for joining us today.
Thank you, Haley, for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
Anytime. Now, for more information on Fine Line Holdings Corporation, please don't hesitate to call Qualico Investor Relations at 1-416-792-5116. Well, that's it for me, Haley Wright. Until the next edition of Emerging Issuer, we'll see you soon.